I probably should have made this video a little sooner, but whatever. Hey, my name is Athena, and this is my channel, Athinema. Yes, that is how it's pronounced. I've heard all sorts of mispronunciations of it by now, so there you have it. As for the kinds of videos I upload, I guess you could generalize them as animation, but they're a lot more complex than just that. I want to call them cinematized versions of storytime animation, all with custom music, voice acting, plot progression, the story structure. Like a little TV show version of what a storytime animation would be. For example, everything in my insomnia video was all based on real stories I've had with insomnia. All the events that happened in that video still came from real stories, but I squeezed them all together into one night instead of the span of about 4, which I think works a lot better. If I had to describe it in a single sentence, I'd say it's more technically storytime animation, but with a plot narrative twist. Holy shit. I should make that my channel description. 1 second. Okay. I'm back. What was I talking about next? Oh, okay. Here we are. When I was deciding what I wanted to do for a channel, I knew What the... Who did this? When I was deciding what I wanted to do for a channel, I knew I wanted to do something I would enjoy watching as much as I enjoyed creating. Sure, standard storytime animation generally does well, but I knew there would only be so many videos I could make in this video essay style before I lost the passion for it. Like these blank white backgrounds. I mean, they're easy to use, but holy are they boring to look at for so long. Can you imagine if this video were just a white background the whole time? I mean... I couldn't. I couldn't. So I took the formula a little. Made it into something that would be more interesting for myself. Something that felt more like me. Let me explain what I mean by that. Ever since I was little, I always had a passion for story writing, and it's actually thanks to that passion for fiction and fantasy that helped me grow my art style. All my original artwork before I began posting here was completely revolved around the old stories I used to write. So when I began looking at making a channel, I figured, why can't I bring a little bit of that interest I have for storytelling into storytime animation? Now, I know that initially sounds like I'm just gonna make up stories, but that is not what I'm talking about. Part of the reason I struggled figuring out what to do with this channel in the first place was because I initially did want to animate one of my stories, but I couldn't figure out which one. So instead, I turned to something with hints of real stories in it. Little hints of nonfiction, if you will. All the events in these videos are still real. I'm basically just taking the real stories and snipping them down to their best parts and using those to build a fictional story around it. So it is still based in reality, it's just more interesting this way. And hey, with time, I'm hoping all these little fictional narratives from all the little videos is gonna build up together into one big one. And trust me, I do have plans for a bigger narrative. It'll just take time for all the videos to really piece together. Point is, the series of events and building blocks that make up the stories in these videos is all going to be real. Even the upcoming characters I'm planning to introduce, they're all based on real people. Take Buddy, for example, from the Insomnia video. He's based on my real-life sister, and she even voiced him in the video. And hey, in the future, I'm even planning to start adding little extra videos at the end of each one, just to help tell the real stories without all the fictional fluff. Just in case there's a little confusion as to what parts were real or fiction. I may even put some speed art behind it. So, there you have it. That's what Athinema is all about. A bit of storytime animation in more ways than one. So, now that you understand that, I hope that you'll consider sticking around. And with that, I've been Athena, and I will see you later. Is this thing on? Am I recording? I am? Alright. Hey again. I was looking back on what I recorded for this channel introduction, and I just started thinking, none of this real stories made into fiction is going to mean anything to anyone if you don't even know who I am. Otherwise, I'm just another animator out there trying to compete for your attention. Not really anyone you see as a real person. So I wanted to share some stuff with you. Guess you could consider this part of the video as a kinda classic Draw My Life section. Man, I miss those. But anyway, hi, I'm Athena. But you already knew that, so we can just skip the introduction there. For a few things about me, I'm below average height, love Dungeons and Dragons. My favorite animal, if they were real, dragons. I have a little bit of autism and a little puppy dog. Her name's Millie, by the way. She's about 3 years old. Cutest little thing. I grew up kind of an outcast in school, an easy target for bullying and isolation. I only really had my sister to lean on for support, but both of us never had any real friends. Even though we struggled to fit in with other kids, we at least still had each other. We moved a lot growing up. First time I moved, I was barely a month old. So, even if I was able to make friends, we never stayed close for very long. I spent most of my time at home, either writing stories or drawing, just like I mentioned prior. Sometimes my sister and I would play out some of the stories we came up with. The both of us were very interested in storytelling after all. Otherwise, we just play video games. We stayed away from just about every social media growing up, our only exception being YouTube. Since I was maybe about 10 years old, I always wanted to start my own YouTube channel. It just looked so fun. I'd see all these people playing video games on the internet, having fun with friends, and I wanted to have that too. I mean, I liked playing video games, and I had a sister to play them with. So, my sister and I would often record our gameplay of Minecraft on the PlayStation. We didn't know how to capture the actual gameplay on the console, so we always had a laptop set up in front of the TV to record what we were doing. Needless to say, the video quality wasn't the best. Both of us even began to lose a lot of time to hang out in the first place. I, however, still tried all my hardest to find whatever time I could to continue writing and drawing. In 2020, I finally found the will to make that YouTube channel I always wanted. Originally, I made it to be a gaming channel. However, it turns out OBS doesn't like my computer. After that, and struggling to figure out how to edit videos in the first place, the anxiety of uploading got the better of me, and I ended up abandoning the channel. And after that, 4 years went by. It wasn't until sometime in August, after I'd finished with high school, that I started thinking about YouTube again. I keep wanting to come back to it for some reason. Clearly there's a draw in there for me that I want to reach. Maybe gaming wasn't my type of thing anymore, but there was still one thing I was passionate about, and that was art. Despite never posting any to any social media and seeing the rise of AI stuff come out online, I'm glad I never did. I had continued to make art throughout all these years, just purely for my own enjoyment, still going along with all the stories I'd write. Why not start posting it? Hell, why not learn how to animate too? Because an animation channel would be fun. So, yeah, that's about it. I wish it was a more interesting story, but I guess that's the whole point of wanting to flare it all up with sprinkles of fiction. I can't promise too much about the plot for these videos just yet, but from what I have written in my Google Doc, the longer this channel goes on for, the more story-focused it's all going to become. Like a snowball effect. Eventually, there's going to be a big ol' finale I've got ready. But that's for the future. Well, you made it this far into the video? Thank you. Genuinely. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me and look at all the silly moving pictures I make. I hope I'll see you again in the future, but for now, I'm gonna get some sleep. Bye-bye.